Hello. Another update. Got a little further with this part of the project. Here I am, the new basin area. It out 2 or 3 inches to make it sit like I want it to. Getting it ready. You see me standing down there in the hole. That's a huge hole that I dug right there. But in this video is a piece together of a lot of work I've been doing the last day or so. And I'm having a little bit of difficulty when I'm looking at code for the plumbing, figuring out the distances from each drain. So the way code reads is that from drain to drain, like from the center drain of the toilet to the center drain of the tub, should be 30 inches. And the distance between the two fixtures should be 15 inches. And so I would be fine with that, except I have an issue right here where I'm going to put, or where I'm considering putting the sink. And this room is not going to be as long as I had originally thought because of where I located the door. I can't do it, and it's going to be slightly less than 30 inches to drain or the 15 inches. And I got to have the 15-inch clearance. So I might have to use a smaller sink, and I'm not real sure if that's what I want to do at this moment, to be honest. And so I'm debating. And because of that, I'm thinking, plumbing is not my thing. I know how to do a little bit of it, but I'm thinking I might let someone else plumb it for me, just so they can give me another idea of a better way to lay out the bathroom so that I can get the big enough sink like I would want to have versus a tiny one. But a good thing about this is that it allows us all to think. When you're doing DIY projects and you want to do them right, sometimes you have to go get a professional. Now, I've dug this whole hole out, got it ready, and so if I got a plumber to come in and put this drain in, and it's a short drain, I think the distance from the toilet all the way to the basin is approximately 8 to 10 feet. That's a short drain. I shouldn't have a lot of issues, but no one wants issues once you have to put it up under concrete, right? You put it under concrete, you want it to be right. And that's what I'm debating. And so if you're ever in a situation when you're doing a DIY project and you notice you're having an issue with something and you don't want to spend the money to pay someone else to do it, do all the hard work, get it set up for them, and then call them in. Like a plumber coming out shouldn't charge very much just to set the drains for me. And if they do, then I'll be like, screw you and do it myself. I mean, honestly, I can do it. I just think if I let the professional who does it every day come in here, he might be able to come up with a better idea of how to do this layout so that I can get a little more of what I was hoping to get out of this project as far as the size of my sink. And that's really what it comes down to. Now, I'll tell you, every DIYer out there, if you want to do a project, always follow code. That's your best bet. If you follow code, then you don't have to worry about anything. And that's really what I'm pushing for right here. Trying to follow code, make sure I do it right. And I'm thinking of different layouts for the bathroom. And quite frankly, I don't know all the layouts that I could do that'll meet the measurements and the bathroom won't look weird. Like one of the ideas I thought about doing, quite frankly, is actually making this whole thing a little bit longer. Moving the toilet up against the wall to the left. And then I can put the sink over there too. But I got the same issue. But maybe put the toilet on one side of the wall and then put the sink on the opposite side of the wall. These are ideas that I'm thinking about, which quite frankly actually might work. I'm sitting here talking to you guys about it. I just thought about it. I could probably put the sink right across from the toilet. But typically when you walk into a bathroom, you don't walk in and see the toilet over there by itself with the tub right beside it and then the sink on the other side. You only usually see that in a water closet. So that's the one thing. So I got to look at the layout to make sure, because I don't want to open the door and you're looking right at a sink where usually a toilet. Usually we have it where the toilet's in between them. So you don't have to look at it. I don't know. So these are ideas I'm thinking of. I'm trying to come up with an idea of a good play layout. And because I don't know that, I might let someone else do it because they can give me ideas I hadn't thought of. But what this work ends up being right here, a lot of it, I'm getting the grade right so that I can have a 1/4 inch drop per foot. And also too, where the old basin was, you'll see here in a little bit, I put concrete in it, and I put 2 levels of concrete, meaning one is a little bit higher, matching even to the floor, and then the other is lower, so that I could put the P-trap in for the tub. And that's what that box is to the left, is the P-trap. I mean, not the P-trap, is the tub. And I got that because I wanted to make sure that I had my line set up perfectly. So, and that, where the wall's going to fall. Because measurements are great, but if you got it there, you don't have to measure. So I have the tub here. I actually have the wall for the tub in also. So hopefully, if I do it myself, I have it done in a day or so. If I call someone else in, it might take me a couple days to get a plumber out and let them put the drain in and help me out so that I don't have a bigger issue later on. Now, one of the things with putting in drain, you have to make sure you have your fall, your slope perfect, because you don't want the water to come out too fast, because if so, then it'll leave the solids in the drain. And if it comes out too slow, it'll be the same thing. Everything will be sticking and it won't flush all the way through, and you'll start having backups and clogs. And you don't want to have a backup under concrete because you got to break it all up and try to find it. I'm thinking about putting a clean out on it just for that reason, so that I don't have to worry about it. But it's such a short distance that I think worst case scenario, you could go through the toilet, which might be hard to go through. But you could definitely open up the basin and shoot right back up through the basin and push out whatever you had to. So there's a way to clean it out without having to clean out, but I'm still considering that. So that's kind of where I am with this. I'm leaning towards getting a plumber to do the drain so that I don't have to worry about it. And then I can check his work and make sure that he got the drop right. Because that's something that some plumbers don't do it right either, because they don't really understand. But if I get him in there and get him to do it the way it should be done, he should have it done in like 20 minutes, because this is what he does every day and all the parts are there. So that's kind of where we are with this. Right here, I'm digging out around the other basin because I thought this drain was going to fit inside of the basin. It actually stretched out past the basin, the old basin. And so because of that, it helped me a little bit because I get to use some of the concrete right now versus waiting. I was going to wait till everything was done before doing it, but I basically ended up concreting this basin. Right here, I'm using the jackhammer and a shovel trying to dig out that dirt that's right there. Man, that jackhammer's been great for breaking up hard clay and rock in the dirt. So it was worth the purchase just for that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing here, measuring and figuring out how I'm going to put this concrete in here so that it'll work out. And there you go. You see it. That's the concrete. First phase of it. Put some in, let it dry out a little bit. Now this is the second phase.